In our first video, we discussed two themes found in the Bible. A theme is an implied message or something found recurring throughout the narrative of a writing or a book. The two themes I chose were kingship and idolatry. I will be discussing how each weave throughout the Old Testament. Starting with kingship, we know that a king must have certain traits to fit the description God gave in Deuteronomy. We know that the ruler above all things is God. We know how he rules in Genesis with his partners, Adam and Eve. Humans, however, partake of the tree and sin enters the world. The relationship with God and humans is severed. He is still the king of creation, but humans struggle in wanting to be like God by having ultimate authority over nations in their own way. We begin to see a kingship story weave throughout the Old Testament. First, God paves way for Abraham to have a kingly lineage. Next, Jacob promises his son, Judah, that kingship will always stay in his family. Then God makes a covenant with David, depicting that a ruler will come from his line, a king who will rule forever. This king is a messianic shepherd to gather his flock, a king-like warrior to avenge God. This person is prophesied and fulfilled by the person of Jesus, the Messiah, who is God incarnate. You see, God wanted to be Israel's king, but Israel wanted a human ruler. Even after God allowed it, he created a way for himself to become the Lion of Judah, the Prince of Peace, the Good Shepherd, the righteous warrior, and God with us. The next theme is idolatry, which is a constant reminder throughout the Old Testament that humans are prone to failure. We see idolatry weaving its way through the Old Testament storyline. It eats away humanity with each passing moment. The message behind the stories of idolatry is that humans are naturally sinful, and they are prone to wander away from God. Whatever we put on a pedestal replaces God and leads to syncretism and adopting non-biblical ideologies. Think of the golden calf incident. The Israelites were rescued not long ago from Egyptian rule who worshipped similar images. The Israelites adopted a non-biblical ideology from another culture into their own, falling into syncretism. Those who God calls must realize it is only Him we worship. What does that say about our relationship with Him if we do not worship Him and Him alone? You see, God chose His people through Abraham's lineage. Their duty was to worship Him, nothing else. They were supposed to be a holy nation, but continually struggled. This idea of idolatry is seen even in the New Testament, when Jesus says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." It is clear to us that idolatry was still an issue then as it is now. It has weaved its way throughout history and the Old Testament. It sends a message saying we will all deal with it and how we deal with it. Idolatry was met with punishment, specifically people being stoned for it. While that's not practiced today, we should remember that we should sharpen one another. We should carefully and prayerfully help each other, since idolatry seems to be one of the first pitfalls for humans. In conclusion, the Bible is filled with more than two themes which stretch from the beginning to end. Any theme in the Bible helps us learn about God, His plan for creation, and how humans struggle to be right with God. The themes can teach us about who we are and who God is in our lives. It is important to find themes throughout the narrative in order to discern the bigger picture of the text. Even the smallest details contribute to the larger canvas God paints upon. While kingship and idolatry are but two themes, my hope is we can incorporate the messages behind them into our faith.